Hi everyone, thank you for watching. My name is Blazquez. What I'm going to be discussing is I'm going to be talking about what I eat, what my diet's like. I've received some comments and interest in knowing what I eat, so I'm going to go ahead and share it. Now, before I even start talking about it, I need to let you know that every day is slightly different, but the one prevailing theme remains, is that I eat healthy. It has to be healthy, it has to make sense, and what I mean by that is I've been doing this long enough for the last couple of years where eating vegan and eating real clean and healthy just makes sense for me. Some days I eat a little more protein, other days I eat a little more carbs. It's all related to what I'm doing physically that week, how much I'm training, if I have a race coming up. You know, there are factors that play into this. You can eat for looks, you can eat for performance, okay? So it all depends, but I'm going to go ahead and share one sample day of what I eat. Don't look at this as I eat this every day, okay? I need to make that clear because this is not the case. This is just what I ate on this day. In fact, I just put something together real quick so I can read it to you guys and y'all can kind of get an idea of what I eat. But let me go ahead and start off with breakfast. So I wake up and I go ahead and make like 3 to 4 cups of green tea, okay? Reason why is because obviously green tea is a natural fat burner. It's good for heart health. It has an adequate amount of caffeine, but not overly so. It's just a great natural, herbal source. And sometimes have a cup of coffee. I say sometimes because I like to cycle my coffee. I don't have it every day. I may have it for a couple days, but I usually back off because I want it to obviously be effective. Anyway, what I have for breakfast is I guess I have old-fashioned rolled oats. I just take old-fashioned rolled oats, Quaker. It could be the brand of the store, and I eat them raw. Okay, so I put them in a bowl. I'd say probably 3/4 of a cup, sometimes a cup, depending on what my workout's going to be like that morning. Now, the flavoring, right? I add some cinnamon. Then I add fresh cut mango, okay? I go ahead and rinse off the mango, and then I go ahead and cut it on a cutting board into a lot of slices, enough. I mean, I don't track how much. I mean, it's not an abundance, but it's a good amount. And then I get frozen banana. I love frozen banana. I use fresh banana too, but I love frozen banana. I cut that into slices. I put that on top. Then I put a teaspoon of flax meal on top, okay? And then I have nuts and seeds. So I guess for this morning it was hazelnuts, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, a few crushed walnuts, and some almonds, okay? Then I have some mint leaves, fresh mint leaves. I take some chopped fresh mint, I roll up like 3 or 4 leaves, and then I cut them with a knife, and I sprinkle it on top. The mint and the mango just are an amazing combination. Then I put some dried fruit in there, some raisins, okay? Raisins are good and high source of potassium. They also have, I believe it's called rutin or rutein, which has been shown to vasodilate arteries. It's good for heart health. Yes, it's a dried fruit, but I use a little bit of it. A little bit goes a long way, okay? So that's a big bowl of oatmeal, and then I work out, all right? And then I train a couple clients. And then after that, I have one thing also. Sometimes also will juice the night before, and so I have leftover veggie juice. So sometimes I'll have a veggie juice in addition to the oatmeal, okay? That could consist of, juiced red cabbage, carrots, fresh mint, parsley, and also maybe some baby kale, and then I dilute it with water. But anyway, back to the second meal. So after I've trained a couple clients and so forth, then I have like a red apple or a gala apple, a jazz apple, whatever, right? And I usually sprinkle cinnamon on it with most bites because I like the taste of cinnamon with apple. Plus, cinnamon's one of the most effective diabetes prevention spices out there. It also helps shred body fat. It's antibacterial. It's a phenomenal spice, and it also helps you burn more fat because remember, anytime you lower the glycemic index and also load of a meal, your body's going to be relying on more fat for energy while you're consuming the meal. Insulin is the most potent inhibitor of fat oxidation. So when you mitigate insulin's response, which is actually a healthy thing because you don't want to have insulin being spiked up, you overwork your pancreas. Cinnamon allows the insulin response to be normal, natural, basal, stable. Okay, allows you to shred fat, allows you to get a nice anabolic response from the insulin that is released, but it's not excessive. Cinnamon, great spice. So I usually will have that with my red apple, and then nuts and seeds, usually crushed walnuts with some almonds. If I'm looking to shred fat, I'll actually will change the ratio of nuts and seeds. I'll have a little more seeds versus nuts. Why? Seeds are higher in protein, and they're typically lower in calories. Protein's thermogenic. Okay, it's the most thermogenic nutrient of the three: carbs, fats, and then there's protein. So it all comes down to calories in versus out. But I don't count calories. I make my calories count. It's a nutrient density approach. Okay, I'm a nutritarian, vegan nutritarian. That's my second meal. My third meal, usually lunch, and I drink water throughout the day, okay? So that keeps me hydrated and makes sure that I'm not confusing hunger with thirst. That's something that a lot of people make the mistake of. Then I have, I guess, a white bean. I say guess because, again, it's different most days. It's like most days I usually eat at Green to Go downstairs. They're located here in our building. Or I go to Whole Foods and just piecemeal some meals, right? Because for me, I want to eat. A meal keeps me satiated for 3 to 4 hours. Some days it could be 2 hours if I have carbs if I'm like deprived on carbs, and I listen to my body and I eat and I carb up, okay? Because when I start to feel hungry and I feel like I'm on a diet depriving, that's when I know my metabolism's starting to plummet and drop. So I start eating and feeding the machine, and a lot of times when I do that, I get real dry and shredded. So it's totally a science. But that's not every day. Sometimes you can smooth out, and that's when I start to I know that, well, stop eating, dude. Eat more vegetables and more greens and salads and things like that. High volume nutrients and also low calories. So anyway, white bean kale soup. I usually just get that from Whole Foods. I get a small $3.99 container. I eat that for lunch, and then I may have some seaweed chips with it. I think it's Annie Chung's. Sometimes they're on sale at Whole Foods. I get like 2 of them. I get the wasabi flavor and I get the sesame seed flavor. And then sometimes I have a nice little fruit with it, like cut watermelon, like pre-cut watermelon slices with some nuts and seeds. Watermelon's probably the most effective natural nitric oxide booster. It's got L-citrulline, which converts to L-arginine, which converts to obviously boost nitric oxide levels. Watermelon's great for a lot of the interesting thing is a lot of these foods are good for performance, like endurance, are also good for shredding you up and getting you, in peak condition for physique competitions and bodybuilding shows. This is the way I've always envisioned it, and the science is pretty much it's not pretty much, it is supportive of it. You train like a triathlete, you can compete like a bodybuilder. That's why we have this site called Try Bodybuilding on Facebook, because it's totally true. They support each other. Watermelon boosts your vascularity when you're about to hit the stage. It lowers your blood pressure, allows a better vascular response, makes your skin look more like shrink wrapped or saran wrapped, and then it also boosts performance in endurance sports because, like I said, it's going to boost your nitric oxide levels, allows greater utilization of oxygen and more oxygen to be utilized. So I have that. Sometimes I may have a kale salad with nacho kale chips. I get that in the bulk section. Obviously that's vegan cheese, but it's great. I usually will have just raw kale, and then I have a couple of pre-cut slices. I just go to the salad bar and just put some red onions on there because red onions are a very healthy food source. They're part of the allium family. And then I have maybe sunflower seeds or nutritional yeast on top. Sunflower seeds, again, high protein. I like crunching salads. I'm a big fan of nuts and seeds. As you can tell, I eat them pretty much a lot of meals of the day. I don't care about the fat content because I just think people focus on the calories of that stuff. There's a lot of research showing, like particularly the Atwater equation, which showed that not all the calories that are consumed in nuts are actually absorbed. There's a thermogenic effect of nuts and seeds. A lot of the fiber binds a lot of those fats and calories, excessive fats and calories, and it just passes right through you, right? You don't get that response from butter. It hits your lips, it goes right to your hips. That's the difference between plant-based fats and animal-based fats, okay? Anyway, nutritional yeast is a great vegan source of B vitamins, particularly B12. I'll sprinkle that on top of that salad and just eat it like that. Sometimes, if I have the accessibility, I'll put a little Dijon mustard on that and make it a nice little makeshift dressing for that salad. And then later in the day, okay, this is meal number 4. Later in the day, I'll have maybe like a berry cup or a nut cup from Green to Go downstairs. I'll just get like a fruit cup of whatever's in season. They're awesome. They actually will put the fruit that's in season, so you're going to get the most ripe, the most rich and tasteful fruit that's out there. So they have blueberries, I think yesterday they had blueberries, cut strawberries, grapes, and a few raspberries. That was an unbelievable fruit cup, and I had it with pecans and walnuts. All right. So then after that, and sometimes at Whole Foods I may get like black beans with green chili. They have like these black beans that are like made, and I just get like a nice portion of it, like maybe a cup of it, and then I'll have it with maybe some roasted peanuts. I love peanuts, and I actually get them salted because I just like this. It's an addictive. The skins of the peanuts as well as the peanuts themselves, and they are actually one of the richest protein sources out there, and they're technically classified as legumes. And I'm just a big fan of peanuts. I've been eating them ever since I was younger, and I just love the way they taste. And then also peanuts are actually rich in, I believe they're rich in L-arginine. So peanuts are gonna like make you vascular. They're gonna boost your endurance and performance. Or healthy fats, good healthy plant proteins. Then when I get home, usually later in the evening, I like to crave my sweet cravings. So I do that with a bowl of frozen blueberries with nuts and seeds, and then I had to add a little. I dusted off with a little flaxseed meal and some Warrior Greens from Warrior Force. I love that company. And then later I may have veggie pulp from juicing, and then a cup of juice, and then edamame beans with nutritional yeast, and then maybe some just regular corn with black pepper, and sometimes a hummus with a little bowl of hummus with raw garlic that was sliced, and I sprinkle it with some sumac on top of turmeric, black pepper, and sunflower seeds. And then if I'm still having a sweet craving, I have like an apple at night with nuts and seeds and cinnamon, and maybe a little oat bran. So my battery's about to run out, but that's how I eat. That's a typical day. And by the way, there's no stress in that. That's so easy for me, but I have to convey it verbally, right? The way I think it is simple. I just know what to eat. It's healthy. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned next time.